I was like, okay, so if one person did it and now another person's doing it, I guess it's normal. Like, it screwed me up even more.
Welcome to the Happy Soul Podcast. My name is Melissa, and this is Sammy. We are diving deep into conversations that connect and inspire. Stories of resilience, triumph, and transformation. Stories that take us to the heart of human connection. Please note that opinions of our guests do not necessarily reflect those of this podcast. Please listen with your kindness and an open mind. Each story shared is authentic and vulnerable. Let's embrace our differences with empathy, knowing every voice enriches us. Together, let's cultivate a community of respect and curiosity. Thank you for listening. Now sit back, relax, and prepare to be inspired.
Welcome to the Happy Soul Podcast, everybody. Today we are here honoring Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We are with our guest, Rachel Kliver. Rachel, we actually had on the podcast earlier this year speaking about her mentality around overcoming the naysayers in her job choices, in her career choices, and the path that she wanted to pursue with her life. And in that conversation, we learned about some of the life situations that she had overcome in her childhood, which involved childhood sexual abuse, to be more specific. And today we are interviewing her about that stories. And we're going to be real and honest with you. It's raw.
It's hard, guys. I'm glad you said that, Sammy, because I was also going to say, this is an important story to hear. Mm-hmm. It's an important story for people to listen to. If you have children, please listen to this episode.
Mm-hmm. It's hard, but you need to
listen. It is hard. Take good care in listening to this. Like, please take care of yourself. Be graceful with yourself. It is a hard one, but it is really, I would really highly encourage you to listen through if you are, anybody, but a parent especially. I think parents really, or if you have young children in your life, parents, aunties, uncles, teachers, I really encourage you to listen to this all the way through. Just take good care. If you need to pause and continue. But yeah.
I'm going to be harsher on that and say, like, it is hard, but you're not the one living it. She is.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So pull up your panties and listen, because it's important. It's important for you to know the way that these things can go. And that Rachel shares a lot in this. I can feel it in my heart for her right now after that conversation. I don't know how to say everything without saying things. She honestly explains things fairly explicitly in certain areas about the things that happened to her growing up as a child. And the biggest thing that we can say in this intro is to listen to Rachel and to believe your kids and to ask questions and get more information and never be afraid to call child services for someone else.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, Rachel.
Okay.
Honestly, Rachel, we're incredibly grateful for you to be here, because I know that it's a very sensitive topic, and we do not take it lightly. We do not, and we don't take it lightly that you're here to share your story. And so, just welcome back to the podcast. I don't really know. To be honest, to jump in and ask a question, I'm not really sure where to go, but I want to start it at your growing up years and maybe start back to, if you can go back to growing up and think of when the first time, maybe actually just tell us a bit about what growing up was like for you prior to, if you remember, prior to experiencing any kind of domestic abuse, and then what that shifted for you.
So prior to when I remember ever being first abused, life it was okay, but as a kid I knew that it wasn't for my mom. It was really hard for her. My mom, she worked her butt off for us. As kids, we had it pretty good. But we could tell we weren't living I don't know what you would call it. My mom wasn't comfortable, but she made us comfortable. My dad wasn't around much. at all for my childhood because they had a really really rough divorce. I only just met him again a few years ago. It was tough seeing my mom go through that, but at that point in time, I didn't know what was happening, and to the extent it was happening, if that makes sense. And then um, she met my stepdad.
And do you know, I have a couple questions on what you're saying. How old were you when your parents divorced and then when your mom met your stepdad?
I was 4. I'm pretty sure I was 4 or 5.
That your parents divorced?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And when you say, when you're talking about like your parents had a rough divorce, do you remember it? Like, do you remember what happened that made it rough?
Only stories.
Yeah, yeah. I just wondered if they were specifics that you remembered as a kid, like of moments of things like that. That's all I was curious about.
Mm.
And then how old were you when your stepdad came into the picture?
I want to say like 5, 6, 6 or 7. Like it was like grade 1, grade 2, kind of.
Okay. Okay. And tell us about that. Tell us about your stepdad coming into the picture and um, how that progressed then. What started? How did that relationship start with your stepdad?
Um, so uh, I well, I remember from what my mom told me, the first time that we met him was we had a neighbor across the street, and she was this older lady. That was his mom, and she used to babysit us. And when he was visiting one time, and she went to go bring us over, um, because she had work, that's how they met. I don't think my sister and I officially met him. Um, and I don't remember when we officially met him, but that's the story that my mom told me. Um, their relationship grew closer. He would spend nights at our duplex. And then we lived in Camrose, by the way, and he lived in Calgary. So, like, it was a bit of a drive. So, there would be times where we would go to the place that he was staying at and spend the night. And I think that happened, I don't like every so often. And then I want to say grade 2 or 3. Yeah. We moved into a house in Okotoks, all of us. Sometime after that, like we weren't in that house in Okotoks for long. Then we moved into a trailer in High River, and that's when I remember vividly like what started.
Without actually saying much, it's just like you can sense the level of hard that this was for you, and just some of the things that you're saying, which makes perfect sense. So, can you tell us about the first time you remember something happening for you?
They're so they're so out of order because it's like when I was a kid, it was so hard to make sense of what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
When it did happen, I would almost, it was like a really bad out of body experience where I'd watch myself have this done to me and everything would just fog um, together, and I would literally just freeze, and that was how every moment happened. The one there's a few that I remember clearly. So a few instances where sometimes when I got home from school, I would run up and hug him, right? Because this was my father figure. I didn't know who my real dad was. And he would pick me up and wrap my legs around him and squeeze my butt and um, just there, just like that, just after school. So those were the small things. And then when I stopped like hugging him and stuff like that, he would get super defensive. Um,
Like he would say something to you about it?
yeah,
Like
it's
he would
like,
say like, "Why aren't you doing that anymore?"
yeah, yeah. So I was like, I just told him like I grew out of it. Like it's a, um, I don't want to hug dad anymore, sort of thing. Another thing that led up to it was um, when I was younger, I used to call him daddy. And he started sexualizing it a lot. Like when I would um, when I stopped calling him that, he's like, why would you stop calling me that? And I'm like, and I was I want to say like 13, like 12 or 13 at the time. He's like, why would you stop calling me that? And I was like, that's not what kids do. But like he sexualized the word a lot. Um, the first serious incident I want to say was, yeah, when we moved to High River. I think there were I want to say think. I know there were ones that happened when we lived in Okotoks, but I can't tell you where they all happened or when they all happened because it's so um meshed together. Um but his excuse would be because I was going through puberty and he would watch me shower and make sure I was cleaning my body properly. And he would help me wash myself down there because I wasn't doing it properly. And when I started going through puberty, he would teach me how to shave. And that involved a lot of touching. And he wanted to make sure that I knew my anatomy. Um,
Is that how he would word it to you? Like, I'm doing these things because
I'm
I'm
helping you.
teaching you, I'm helping you.
Yeah.
Rachel.
Um, and I was like, okay, like I don't know what I'm doing. Like I couldn't ask my mom for help because I didn't like even when I had my first period, she was super embarrassed. Like I couldn't talk to my mom about being a girl, essentially. So he helped me. And that's the first really big thing that I remember. Another one, like I call these small things, but they're really not. But like small things that would happen is we weren't allowed to lock the doors when we showered. Um, we, um, when I showered, he would take my dirty laundry, take my underwear, and watch porn with it. And when I caught him doing that and I showed my mom, um, she just said that he has an addiction and he will get better.
Do you, oh, Rachel, I'm sorry. First and foremost, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't have other words. I wish I did. I laugh when it's awkward, which is just a terrible response. But I
Oh. It,
yeah. I mean, I have questions, but I just like I want to just hold space for what you just said cuz
mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Yeah. What she said. Yeah. I I
I,
don't know. I have two things. The first thing is I don't know if anybody has said this to you or if you've been able to say this to yourself, but like none of that is even remotely okay. Like all of it. And I am, what she said, I'm just so sorry. Like, I'm just so sorry. Wow. Are you, I want you to keep going as much as you're comfortable. Are you open to us asking you questions? And like, are you open to us asking you questions about that?
Yeah, that would
Or,
help me navigate my thoughts. Yeah.
oh, okay. I just don't want to like, this is such a, it is such a sensitive topic. And um, I just don't want to, you do not have to feel any pressure to go into any details that you don't want to with us. This is your space to share what you want to share, how you want to share it. So when we ask you a question, you are on zero obligation to answer it, and you can just veto us. Like, we do not have to go there. We can, I mean, two of us, we can come up with questions all day long. So like we can go in another direction. So don't feel any sort of pressure. Um, I'm kind of feeling like I want to ask about this. So at what point was that the first thing you went to your mom about? Was like you told her about the porn? Did she
Yeah,
know
so
that other things had happened?
um no, at that point she didn't know. I didn't tell her at all until uh he literally had to go to a homestay in Calgary because his porn addiction got so bad.
Oh my God.
And that was 5 years ago. Not even. That was four years ago.
And is
Okay.
this like a lockdown program or like a voluntary program?
Voluntary.
So he can come and go.
Yeah.
So, can I ask a bit about the situations in the shower? And I'm not asking this because I want the details, but I'm asking it because I think that sometimes details are important. When you said he helped you shave, are you talking about your legs or are you talking about other parts as
When
a
you're just
teenage?
as a teenager?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, Rachel. And at what point?
I had a
Okay,
feeling that's what you were saying, but I was like, I need to
just wanted to.
clarify.
Okay, and at what point? Okay, so like he was clearly in like now looking 2020 and like on this when you're telling the story, he was grooming you from the
From the
start
beginning. From the
with the
beginning. Yeah.
hugging and the bum squeezing. That's like grooming
And
101. But
yeah, there
and
were times where he would do this stuff to me and then take me to Walmart and spoil the crap out of me.
oh my God. So at what point like this might even be, this is a really difficult one because you were so young. Do you remember like running, hugging him and feeling like, uh, or like at what point did you start feeling like maybe this doesn't feel right or this doesn't feel like what a dad should do? Like at
I
what
never
point?
I never thought of like this isn't what a dad should do because I never like this was my version of what a dad
Yeah,
should do. So I have a best friend and she's been with me through it all. She was the first person I told in 6th grade and we were both so young. She didn't tell anybody because what the heck is she supposed to go and do?
totally.
My
Totally.
best friend is like being molested by her dad like and I'm not like it doesn't like I do not hold any hate for her for not saying anything. But like I don't think we talked about it that much. I told her once that he touched me. She's like, Rachel, like that's so weird. Like we didn't know like we couldn't
You don't even have the
understand what was going on.
you don't even have
Yeah.
the vocabulary for it at that point. Like
Yeah.
Okay.
And because it's so like you shouldn't
Yeah.
have to have the vocabulary for it. You shouldn't have to you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like it's so
I honestly couldn't tell you when I finally got like the icky feeling. I think
Mhm.
it was definitely I definitely remember telling my best friend like 6th grade, middle school that it was happening and she's like, that's so weird. And then I was like, that is weird, right? Like I'm not crazy. And there was one point I also think this is when I started like trying to fight back is he wanted to try. He wanted to help me shave again and he had me stand on top of his bed and do things with his tongue to me so that I was at his height. This happened more than once. There were times where he I needed help with my homework. He would sit me down in his chair and he would finger me. And I was in grade 6.
Oh my God. And did your mom know that was going on?
No.
How?
This always happened when she was at work. She worked a
Of course.
full-time job. Like I don't remember how long we saw her. Like how many hours in a day we saw her because she worked at the hospital. She was a cook at the hospital. So I don't.
How
She was always working.
do you? I'm like, I'm
Uh-huh.
so angry in this conversation. I want to put it on pause and I want to go up to every child I see on the street and they're like, no one is allowed to touch you. No one is allowed to touch you. No one is allowed to touch you. Do you know what I mean? Like, nobody touch your body parts. Nobody touches your body parts. Nobody touches your body parts. And I just want to go scream at all the children. Um, do you remember when it was like the homework time and you were going to go do homework and that's what happened? Like, did he say anything or was like he just sat
He
you
just
down and that's what he did?
yeah.
And
Then
at
he
that
like
point, are
asked
you
me how
like,
it felt and if I liked it
oh
and
my
if
God,
he wanted me to keep doing it and I just froze. I didn't say anything. I don't know how long it went on for.
of course you did. Of course you did. Because that is,
As a
I'm,
kid though, like think of as a kid in any other situation, like
of course.
when an adult tells you to not throw something at somebody or an adult tells you not to hit somebody or an adult tells you to sit still because you're whatever, right? Like these things adults tell you to do and so when an adult just tells you to do this thing, you're like nobody's told me I shouldn't do this before, so like okay, like it
We're
just like
taught to just blindly trust all adults and listen to all adults. And like,
Yeah.
and of course, like I have heard that freeze response is in an unnatural situation, your body doing that is a natural response to that trauma. Like I hope you don't hold anything like this is going to be a hard question to ask, but and I'm not even really sure how to ask it. I hope that you don't hold any resentment toward yourself about any of this. Like has that
There's
been something
one
to
piece that
navigate
I
through?
do. There's one piece to the story that I wish never that I never did it. And it was I was finally going to court. Um and I was hoping I'd get some justice. And I
Yeah.
had this small recording of him on my phone saying that he would never touch any little girls again because I wasn't the only one.
Oh my God.
And when court happened, I don't think the other two girls um, said anything. So it was just me against the world sort of thing. And the evidence was so delayed that court was canceled.
What?
Court was canceled. He was given 9 months of house arrest. That's all he got.
and it never actually continued on.
No, he got charged with um, physical abuse. And his excuse was that one time when he was helping me shave, he nicked me. And I'm still like, how can the court read that and be like, a guy tried to help his daughter shave her private parts?
Yeah.
Oh, but
Yeah.
that's just physical abuse. 9 months of house arrest. That's
My
fine.
mom didn't even help me learn to shave my legs.
No.
Like,
No.
no, like nobody, like somebody might be like,
No.
here's how an example of how you do that, and then you do whatever you do by yourself.
Mhm.
And I'm pubic shaving when you're going through puberty. No. No.
No.
No. I'm
That's the
so
only
angry
thing
for
that I
you.
am
But
furious that I did.
that was not your fault.
No. What are you furious that you did that you didn't like? What about that was that
Handed in
you
the evidence. I handed it in, and it wasn't good enough, and it was too late, so they dismissed the case. Like if I didn't do that, I was going to go on the stand and make a statement,
Okay,
and they took it away from me.
that is the fault of our judicial system, not yours.
not yours?
I need to say that. It's not your fault. Our judicial system failed you because you should have as much. Can I swear? Are you good with that?
Oh, go ahead.
You should have as much fucking time as you want, as you need, as you need. You should have to go through the therapy first. Court mandated, court paid for fucking therapy. Then present the evidence. You should have never, that is not on you. Our judicial system fucking failed you. Shame on them.
Yeah.
That timeline should not have been put on you. There should be no, what is that called? What's the time called? Statute of limitations.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be one here. And there shouldn't be, he had house arrest and now it's over. It should never be fucking over.
Yeah, he
If
has
he's
house arrest,
free,
and now he's
it
out,
shouldn't
so
be
he
over.
comes to my place of work and watches me
Oh
work.
my God. He does not. Oh my. I'm fucking mad. I'm mad. I gotta mute my mic. He comes to work?
He comes to my job.
Can you
No.
get a restraining order?
I have
Yeah.
to pay for a lawyer, and I don't have the money for that.
You can't just like, what does a restraining order? How does one go about getting a restraining
I
order? Do
have
you need a lawyer for
to,
that?
yeah, I have to go to court. I have to pay some sort of fee, and it takes months, and I don't have months. Like I have to work. I'm living on my own. Like I can't.
God, Rachel.
So it's like at this point, I'm like I'm searching for a new job.
For people who don't
I
know,
don't want to.
Rachel, you're 18, correct? Yeah. For
19
people
now.
19 now. For people who don't know, Rachel is 19 years old, and referencing that this has been going on for this long and has been living on her own since she turned 18 years old, still in high school, just for those that are unaware. Not by choice.
Not by
Not by
choice.
choice. Not by choice.
Ooh, I'd have it any other way.
Um, I want to ask, with it, when you think back to like those moments of him helping you shave or standing you on the bed, do you remember your thoughts at that time? Do you or even a
There were
vague?
none.
There were none.
There were
It was just
none.
freeze. I
It's
was
frozen.
again talk.
Literally, I watched myself. I wasn't in my body. Excuse me. I
Mm-mm.
wasn't I wasn't there. I was watching myself from a third person. Like that's the only way I can remember it happening. And it's so weird, but that's
No, it's not weird.
I
It's
I
not weird.
literally just watched myself from behind like yeah. That's the only way that I can like literally live with myself is like sometimes there will be times where I break down and I completely break down because I bottle it up because it's so much easier.
Mm-hmm.
Like people say it's harder, but it's so much easier just pretending like it wasn't me, it didn't happen. It's so much easier. And it's a lot easier than people think. It's like it's so unhealthy, but it's like I laugh about it. I make jokes about it. Like because I'm gonna live with this for the rest of my life. Like I can't get rid of it.
Mm-hmm. I
It's not who I am, but
It's a piece of your story.
Have you been able to have any sort of therapy for this specifically?
yeah, I so I had to go into the foster care system because my mom was allowing him to still come to the house, so she'd lock me in my room so that
What?
they could still.
Sorry,
Oh,
I interrupted you. Keep going. Keep going.
so I guess I should give you context. So when my mom found out, a lot of shit went down. Like CPS got involved and stuff. Like my mom had to get a psych evaluation because they thought she was insane.
Why?
So
Why did they think she was insane?
because she kept letting him into the house
Oh, okay.
and visiting
That
my
makes sense.
sisters.
Yep,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And she would
Sisters.
tell me to go to my bedroom because he was visiting.
Wh-
Like, as in,
And
stay
she
away from
knew.
him because he's visiting, or be ready for him because he's visiting.
Stay away from him because he's visiting.
Okay. I mean, horrible either way. I just was curious as to the.
Yeah.
And
And this was when court was like in progress. Like I had told her what he did to me.
oh my God. Okay. Can we rewind a little bit? Are you comfortable rewinding a little bit and can we go back to are you comfortable with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So can we rewind back to like so he's the stuff that has gone on that we've already talked about. Then at what point does your mom find out?
So she finds out grade 9 when I'm in
So
grade 9.
holy cow. So you told your best friend in grade 6. So for 3 years.
More. It happened in the like elementary school.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
For
So yeah,
3
I
years
told my best friend
after
in
you
grade
told your best
6
friend.
and then grade 9 um like mid year I told her like October like November.
And did you just get to the point where you're like, I have to tell my mom this? Or like at that point where you're like, this is wrong, this isn't okay. I don't, I don't, like, what was that like for you?
Um it was actually a slip up. So what
What?
happened was he started watching porn on the computers again, and it was getting so bad for her. And I finally told her what he did. Like I was like, yeah. So I said it's not okay. Like I can't live with this anymore. It's unbearable. Like my mom has to believe me, right? Like I'm her daughter. So I tell her. She accidentally tells somebody else. And that's how it happens. If she didn't accidentally tell somebody else, I would still be living there. She accidentally told someone, and that someone ratted her out. She told them that I had said.
Oh my God.
Okay.
So it was all accidental.
And do you remember what you said to your mom? Do you remember what you accidentally said to your mom?
So I meant it more as like it was an accident, as in it was her accident. Like
Her accident.
I was, I told her like that he was touching me, that he licked me down there, and that he was like he was doing all this, and then yeah, she told somebody thinking that it was normal. I don't know what she was thinking, and then yeah, she was ratted out.
What was her reaction when you said, these are
She
the
was
things he's
calm.
done to me? She was calm?
Yeah,
I mean, like, I'm not trying to defend her, but I am saying if my child came and told me that, I would also remain calm because I don't want them to see my response. But I would
she
leave
wouldn't look at
fucking
me.
livid. Like, I would, you know what I mean? Like, I'd be like, "Are you okay?" Like there would be this whole calm conversation I would have with my child, but then I would leave like this shit is fucking done. You know what I mean? Like there would be chaos afterwards, but I would not let my child see my response.
So
But I'm not defending your mom. I'm not. No.
so the chaos didn't start until she accidentally told somebody else.
Yeah, and then
Do you
there were like
have
surprise meetings with Child Protective Services. We had to go to the special building downtown Calgary. She told me not to say anything, and the first time, like it was an interrogation, like they were trying to figure out the truth. So the first time I didn't say anything. I just said he touched me, he didn't touch my sisters. That was it. And then they I was going to therapy, I think, at that point in time, and then they needed another interrogation because I was finally doing therapy, and then I let it out. I finally told like the police and everything. I told the whole story.
And do you remember what they said to you when you told the story?
Um I mean, they were just taking notes and they were filming me, and I mean, they were pretty calm.
which is probably traumatizing in and of
It was a
itself.
bright white room with like three cameras, and I was like,
And was anybody there for you? Do you have an advocate, or are you sitting there in a white room with police officers writing notes?
yeah, or it was going to be like my mom couldn't sit in.
No.
First off, she was on his side, and like
But there was
she would
no
kill me
advocate
if I
for
said
you.
anything. No.
Sorry, little fruit fly.
It's just atrocious. Like it's
It's
just
absolutely atrocious.
the world should be flipped up fucking side down when
Yep.
you find out that something like that is happening to a child. Period.
100%.
It should be believed. Period. Do you know what I mean? The belief should
100%.
happen and then the evidence finding, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
that you can't just be like that's fake and assume it's fake. You need to take that stuff seriously and then go evidence
100%.
finding and asking questions and getting information to find out where that truth is.
Yeah, and I wanna add on to that. I'd actually written this down because I was gonna maybe bring it up in our outro, Sammy, but I'm gonna bring it up right now. We have to, as a society, public opinion, and as a judicial system, when it comes to atrocities like this, we have to believe the victim first.
Mm-hmm.
How do I say this? I would say that and I've heard this as well, that the statistic of people who would come up with or embellish a story is so small, it should be insignificant.
Mm-hmm.
For us to put, as a society and as a judicial system, for us to put more weight on that than on the victims and on survivors of this, and that the weight should be there. 100% you should have been believed without condition. And this is, you have to excuse our look of shock, a lot of them. One of my shocks right now is you were the first person that I have spoken to that is telling us this. Like I'm tripping over when I say story because it just, atrocity sounds so much more appropriate. You're the first person that I have been able to ask questions and talk to. And so like you're giving us a visual of what this looks like from the eyes of a child. To find out that a child is being put in an interrogation room.
Right.
And we're going to just, what? You should have had a government appointed, very friendly advocate
Therapist?
that could sit next to you. Yes, a therapist that
yeah.
could sit next to you. Not your mom, but like a therapist or somebody that could sit next to you and walk you through that process. I am just unbelievably sorry. Like,
well, and like,
damn
and
it.
like in some way I can understand. Like it was incredibly hard because they needed me to recite with detail. Like
Ugh.
example, like he touched my vagina.
Oh
Like I
my
said,
God.
he touched my private part. She's like, we're gonna need you to say it. And I was like, oh my
Were there
God.
any men in the room?
No, no.
Okay, well, we can give them that one.
I mean,
But
like,
like
yeah.
How
the
much time
only
was.
thing that like that I really want, like it hurts me going into detail. And this is not on you. This is I want to go into detail because I need parents to believe their kids
Mm,
and I need kids to question authority
mm-hmm.
because I I guess I'm going to drop this ball too. I was abused sexually way before this as well by a whole different another guy,
Rachel.
and I never asked questions. It happened to me twice in my life with two different men.
Before your stepdad came around when you were 7?
Yep. In
Okay.
like preschool, kindergarten.
But Jesus Christ, what? Like, what do you mean this happened before?
It's a totally unrelated incident too, which is it's like if I had a penny for every time that I was uh molested by a different guy, I'd have two pennies, but it's crazy that I have two pennies, right?
Mm-hmm. You should have 0
So,
pennies.
um I was in preschool, elementary, and my grandma had this boyfriend, and this is gonna get pretty disgusting. Um my grandma would go and work out, and I loved my back rubs as a kid. Okay, who doesn't? He would rub my back and keep going lower until um he had his finger in my butt, and then he would lick it.
Oh!
His finger or your bum?
His finger.
Oh my God. Either way, oh my God.
Yeah.
Girl.
Oh my God.
The cops couldn't do anything about that because it was way too long ago. And I was scolded pretty hard because apparently my grandma knew.
What?
Yeah. And she's like,
Okay,
"Why didn't you say anything?" Anyways, yeah.
who scolded you
My grandma and my mom.
for telling or.
Yes.
I'm sorry. These women need to just be put away like these men. Like, what the actual fuck?
I. I was. I, wa- I have
And
more
this is like what you
questions.
said. This is a story that you can't make up. Like it doesn't you
How would a
can't
child say that?
yeah.
And you know what? I'm sorry. Like, if we have to sacrifice a few fucking liars to, like, fine. Like, I'm sorry. That's worth it to just always believe the child.
And like I just, you know what?
Uh,
This is the heartbreaking thing is to think of right now, and I'm sure this is where your heart comes from, Rachel, is like to think of how many children are sitting out there with this happening right now, and they just that's just what back rubs are.
Mhm.
That's just what it is. And it's not until you're older, it's not until you're a teenager that you're like, huh, that's not okay, right? Like in that moment, I'm sure as a child, it feels wrong, like it feels not safe, but you don't know why. You don't
Yeah.
know
yeah, I want to
how,
ask
you
that.
don't know who, you don't, all you know is this doesn't feel normal. But as a kid, lots of things are new and it's just maybe not a
Mm.
feeling you've not felt before. So maybe you're just going to get used to this. Then not knowing that it's something that you should never get used to. And like when I was talking with my girlfriend the other day who also experienced things like this growing up, I don't know the in depths of it, but I know enough. And we were talking, and she's very like a strong advocate about this with her own children and the conversations that she has with them. And I hope it's okay that I'm saying this if you're listening, because I know she listens to our podcast. But like she was saying this thing she said to me, she was like, that fight, flight, or freeze thing. She's like, for children, they freeze when they don't know, when the situation's never been explained to them. So like talking about like a kid being, if a kid's let's just put it less intensive sexual abuse and just talk about like child abduction. If a kid's at a park, which is still intense, but a little bit different, kids at a park playing and some stranger comes and picks them up and carries them away. If a child's never been told what to do in that situation, they might actually not know what to do. They'll just freeze and be carried away. Whereas if a parent has said, if somebody picks you up against your will, you scream bloody murder. You bite, you kick, you scream. And even if you've only said it once or twice, that situation has been locked in their brain somewhere and they know what to do. And it's the same as if a parent has educated a child to say, nobody touches those parts. I touch them when you're a baby because I need to wipe your bum and you're in a diaper, and until you're able to wipe your own bum, that is once I can wipe I touch you as little as I humanly possibly can in those places. And then a doctor, when mom and dad say it's okay for a doctor to do the things, those are the only times it is acceptable. If a parent doesn't tell their children that when it comes up that happens, a child doesn't know what to do because you, like you said, you just follow an adult. And so there is so much power that needs to come from those parents, from those mothers, from your grandmother, from that grandfather, from your stepfather. Those are the people who are supposed to be saying, this is not okay. This is never okay. And they're the ones who are supposed to be educating you on that. This is, again, tying back to what Melissa said, this is not your fault. This is their fault because they did not educate you, or they did not tell you what to do. They did not tell. And actually, you know what? Scratch that. They tried to educate you with the bad information is what happened. They gave you wrong, inaccurate, bad information. I'm sorry, but that's just the damn truth. There is no reason that should be okay. No reason that they should be saying, why would you tell somebody? Of course you should tell somebody. And so like, it's just like, you were not educated. And so that, again, it's not your fault. And I don't mean that in an uneducated way. You were not taught as a child how to respond if these situations happened. Anyways, end rant. For now, Jesus Christ. Please stay tuned for part 2 of Rachel's story.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. To help support the growth of this podcast, please feel free to leave us a review, follow us on socials, or recommend us to your friends. Your support honestly means the world to us. With love, Sammy and Melissa.